Hôm nay chúng ta sẽ đi tham quan tiếp xem là một cái địa danh nào ở Hy Lạp. Tục khám phá thế giới, ta sẽ xem tiếp theo là gì.
And what did you think of the Acropolis? It truly is quite something, isn't it? A sacred sanctuary and an architectural marvel, all in one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Số các cái câu hỏi. Người trước ta trả lời câu hỏi rồi.
As you wish. Hopefully we will see each other again soon. And what did you think of the Acropolis? It truly is quite something, isn't it? A sacred sanctuary and an architectural marvel, all in one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Rồi, không có câu hỏi gì nữa, ta sẽ tour tiếp theo.
Very well. On to the next tour.
Chờ hơi lâu, chúng ta chờ hơi bị lâu một chút. Bây giờ sang cái địa danh tiếp theo, ta sẽ xem đây là địa danh nào. Sẽ khám phá các cái kiểu nhà của người Athens. Sẽ có 8 địa điểm, sẽ mất khoảng 16 phút.
Greetings, Wanderer. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a unique tour, one that won't take you to impressive landmarks or famous battle sites, but through a typical Athenian home.
Rồi, chúng ta bắt đầu tour rồi.
For an outgoing people like the Greeks, the house was a refuge of privacy. Inside, they could escape from the constant demands of civic life to enjoy the simple pleasures of family life. Look for me when you are done, and we can discuss the things you've seen. Farewell for now.
Rất hân hạnh được tí tiết. Cái urban hầu kiểu như là
Λαμβάνει χώρα.
Đây, trong cái thành phố đây giờ đây xem cái nổi tiếng này xíu. Đây là kiểu cái con kiểu như đường, cái aura. Bây giờ ta sẽ đi vào. Đây, cổng đi vào đây, cổng vào nhà.
The house, or oikos, was a residence for Greek families and their slaves. Contrary to modern houses, which look outward, the Greek household was built to look inward on a courtyard. The courtyard was the house's central fixture. It was the building's main source of daylight and also the location of religious altars dedicated to worship. The building itself was made up of familiar accommodations, including bedrooms, storage rooms, a kitchen, and a living room. Women were generally in charge of tending to the home, which in Greece was called oikonomia, a term that inspired the modern word economy.
Khá là hiện đại, nó thấy là người Ai Cập, xin lỗi, người Hy Lạp cổ xưa là cái nhà rất là hiện đại như này. Để tiếp xem đây gì đây. Đây là nơi mà con trai của Pericles chết à? Đây tranh vẽ được vẽ lại. Đây là nhà của Pericles. Đây thì ta sẽ vào bên trong. Đây là vị thần đây. Ta sẽ trong nhà người Athens, ta thấy có nơi tượng vị thần. Bên cạnh bên tay trái đây chúng ta sẽ thấy là có một cái bình gốm cổ xưa đây. Đại khoảng 500 năm trước công nguyên. Đây, đi vào phòng này.
A pastor was a corridor that connected a house's courtyard to its residential section. Archaeological evidence from the city of Olympos reveals that pastors were added to Greek home design in the 5th century BCE.
Đó, thiết kế vào thế kỷ thứ 5 trước công nguyên. Đây có một cái sơ đồ các phòng tầng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Đây là nhà trên. Cái này như kiểu cái lò sưởi đấy. 480 trước công nguyên.
Greeks had no qualms about combining their work and their private lives, and many of them worked from home. Artisans like blacksmiths, sculptors, and potters often had workshops in their houses. Some even operated small stores to sell their work. Similarly, doctors were known to treat patients in special offices located in their homes. Women also worked in the house and were responsible for making textiles, as well as producing clothes and supervising weaving, which was carried out by slaves. If the household was wealthy enough, they could even produce a surplus of textiles to sell in times of financial difficulty. The inner courtyard was the nexus of the house. Functionally, it allowed air to circulate and also provided access to most of the rooms. It also sometimes housed a well or a cistern that collected rainwater. In the center of the courtyard was an altar to Zeus Hercules, who served as the protector of the household. Women would often use the space to sew and cook, while children used it as a play area. Furthermore, if the family had pets or animals, the courtyard was where they were allowed to run free. The bathroom was located in the back of the house. Much like today, it was used for cleaning and washing, although the Greeks used chamber pots instead of toilets. Most bathrooms had a luterion that could be filled with water for washing. Mirrors, razors, strigils and sponges could also be found in the bathroom, along with small vases called arebaloi, which were usually filled with perfume or oil. Greek homes had kitchens where the family's meals were prepared. The Greeks did not often eat meat, except during special occasions like banquets or after sacrifices. They had mainly a grain-based diet, eating staples such as bread, porridge, or a barley cake called maza. They also occasionally ate poultry, fish, and other seafood, as well as fruits, vegetables, goat milk and cheese, and olive oil. Food was cooked on a tripod, or sometimes in a klibanos, which was a sort of mobile oven. Other cooking implements included braziers, mortars and pestles, a spit to hold food over a fire, platters, and frying pans. The family also used the kitchen to store food in containers called pithoi.
Các gia đình thường sử dụng thực phẩm được gọi là boris. Đây là một cái bức tượng điêu khắc về nấu ăn của người Hy Lạp cổ đại này. Ở Beltia vào năm 525 năm 475 trước công nguyên. Phòng này phòng gì đây? Ta vào phòng này xem.
Symposia were major social institutions in Greece. They were drinking parties held exclusively for men. The party took place in the men's section of the house, the andron, where residents and guests reclined on special couches called klinai. Food was served on low tables set in front of the couches, while wine was placed in a crater in the center of the room. During a symposium, men drank, sang, had philosophical discussions, and played games like kotobos. Musicians, dancers, and even courtesans were often welcomed to attend as well. However, wives and daughters were always excluded.
Và là các ông chủ nô ngồi nghỉ ngơi, thảo luận, hát hò các thể loại. Để ta lên tầng trên này xem thế nào. Tầng trên này sẽ có gì hấp dẫn ở trên tầng này không? Đây, trên tầng 2 này phải quan sát ra rất nhiều nơi.
Or upper stories was the women's quarter of the house, where they could pursue their activities and observe the city without being seen themselves. The rooftops were also used in a special rite called the Adonia, a private celebration held in honor of Adonis, which was reserved for women. At the beginning of spring, women filled terracotta pots with soil and lettuce seeds, then climbed a ladder to place the pots on the rooftop. These pots served as the women's very own Gardens of Adonis.
Khu vườn của Adonis. Đây, vườn rất là đẹp. Đây, bạn thấy ở trên cái tầng 2 mà người Hy Lạp cổ xưa, người Athens đã làm cái khu vườn ở trên. Rất nhiều các loại cây cối, hoa, hoét, các thứ. Đây có các tượng Adonis. Ở cái góc bên này ta xem trong này nó là gì. Master bedroom, phòng ngủ tôi coi là cực kỳ quan trọng, rất là đặc biệt. trên này. Rồi, quay trở lại gặp Aspasia rồi.
I hope you now have a better understanding of the routines and home life of the Greek people. What would you like to do next?
Ta thử xem trả lời một số các câu hỏi.
Then let's start with a simple question. Which group of people celebrated the Adhonia?
Như cái này là wish, như là phụ nữ đúng không? Đúng không? Để cho Athens hỏi lại câu hỏi sẽ.
Which group of people celebrated the Adhonia?
Kỷ niệm về Athens. Chắc là phụ nữ rồi.
Correct. The Adhonia was celebrated by women of all stations. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following was known as the protector of the household?
Cái vị thần bảo vệ nhà này. Hình như là tôi phân vân giữa Zeus Hoskios hay là Zeus Herkios này. Zeus Herkios.
Yes, Zeus Herkios protected the household, and an altar to the god usually stood in the center of the house's courtyard. On to the final question. Which of the following was not located in the bathroom? Which of the following was not located in the bathroom?
Cái nào mà không có ở trong bedroom?
Which of the following was not located in the bathroom?
Cái nào không có ở trong phòng tắm nhỉ? Cái này gương chắc chắn là có này. Lúc nãy mình không kịp theo dõi cái kia đó. Cái trả lời bừa vậy.
Correct. The Klivanos was a mobile oven usually found in the kitchen. It seems you really know your way around Greek homes. Well done, wanderer.
Rồi, vậy chúng ta đã tham quan xong về nhà của người Athens cổ đại. Nó sẽ có cấu trúc gồm như thế nào, gồm có những cái phòng làm sao, có những thần bảo vệ như thế nào, ở tầng trên, tầng dưới, vân vân. Đã biết được sơ qua về cái cuộc sống của người Athens thời kỳ cổ đại. Rồi.
Farewell, wanderer, and thank you for visiting my city.
Nhà của người Athens đến đây thôi.